Okay, so welcome back to the Postie bike charity build. We did the rear shocks in the last video, some other little bits and pieces which I'll go over in a minute. But today we're going to chuck the front forks back in. So the idea today basically is to put the front forks in, just throw the handlebars back up, get that front end back together. Once we've done that, then headlight buckets and bits and pieces like that can be put back in. I can start to run the wiring loom. I can clean up the wheels, polish them up, get them all sorted. Once they're sorted, they can go back on, and then we can get basically a rolling chassis, so that when we do the engine work, if we're waiting for parts for the engine, we can continue with the wiring, bits and pieces. That's quite fiddly, it does take a while, so it's good to have that going in the background while we do the engine work. We can clean up the engine, make it nice and tidy. And once it's done, we've got a bike ready to go in. So we've still got fuel tank, front fenders, bits and pieces that we need to paint up. Been doing lots of polishing, getting all these nuts and bolts and stuff polished up. I'll show you the center stand, the springs that we polished up the other day showed you how to do that. Swing arms back on, bits and pieces. So it's starting to look like a bike again. I've polished this up. I'm going to go a bit more. I just did by hand. I've got a machine polisher that I'll probably polish it up, but trying to get it looks closer and it's got a bit of shine, but a little bit more and it'll look a lot better. So we'll do that. Now we're going to put these forks back on. Bit of a trick to this is I slide the spring and the boot down past where it sits in the triple grips, and you can normally see that because there'll normally be a bit of wear, which is here. So as long as your vice grips are underneath that, when you slide it up, they're going to be underneath the triple grip here. Now, I'd like to say that I do everything right and I never stuff up, but I may have done a short video a minute ago and forgotten to put these guys in. So you're not going to see that video because I've deleted it, but these guys have to go in before you slide the tubes up, because obviously you're not going to get them in afterwards. I leave this nut on here. It's a nut with the bolt, sorry, with the O-ring on it. I leave it on there until I get it here, just to stop pushing this up and oil coming out. Little things again. These are the boots, original boots that I had. I've wiped them now with the general purpose thinners and tire shined them, and they look brand new, and they will look like that for a long time. It's not just a temporary fix, and if they ever do dull off, a bit of tire shine, they'll come straight back up. But that thinners really cleans it up and gets it back to normal. They had no damage on them, so no cracks or tears, and they're still quite soft. So yeah, we'll manage to save them. They aren't too dear to buy. These little chrome bits here, again, they've been polished up, the same for the brass on the steel wool. These little bits make the difference, make the build. But it's how much time you want to spend doing that. So I'll get onto this. I put the lever bar in again, how I did when I removed the forks. With this here, I can wiggle it side to side to take the shock up, but I do that whilst I'm pushing this down, which opens up this even more, so that there's just less pressure on it. I'll put this in, so they'll normally go in at the top first, and then slide them over that sort of thing. You have to sort of help hold them at the same time. So I'm going to put the camera up on the stand and I'll let you see how I do it. So give this a go. I'll put him in. There is actually a left and a right of these, I should explain that, and on the forks. The front forks have a lug on the, as you look at it from the front, the right hand side has a lug. That's for the brake and stops the brake turning. The same, this one has no little bracket on it. There's a little bracket for the horn. The one on the horn, as you look at the bike from the front, it's on the left hand side with the horn. The one without it, it's the right hand side from the front. Slide that in there. Now, probably need 3 hands for this, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to push that through. Open it up. So just pushing that lever really helps to take the pressure off it. It's still not an easy job, but now line up this top plate. As we come in. Okay. So top of the fork here, just come almost flush with the top. Remember not to grab the bottom of the fork and push up, because a little bit of dust in there, got that off. Push on the bottom of the fork, you're just going to squirt the oil out of the fork everywhere and have to measure it out or do that again. I just do this finger tight at the top so that I can still move this side when I put that fork in. Now I pull the spring and the tube out, just get that tight. Turn that collar around so it lines up. And let that come up. That's pretty much it. I'm going to quickly do the other side off camera, and then ready. So I've got the other fork back in. Just to clarify this one with the lug on it here goes on the right hand side as you look at the bike. That's for the brake to stop the actual drum turning, and this, we'll call them headlight holders. Has the one with the beeper for the turn signal, goes on the left hand side. I am going to put that on. It's probably written a post he's gone, why would you put that on, just leave it off. They do get a bit annoying, but I actually enjoy it because I hate riding behind a motorbike rider that's got his indicator on and doesn't know it, and you don't know when they're going to turn. At least with that thing, you'd never leave your indicator on because he's squawking at you the whole time. So it's a good little reminder. Okay, so I tightened up these bolts as well. I just tightened them up to make sure that I pulled the forks all the way up. I haven't tightened up these 14mm bolts on the triple clamps. What I'm going to do is when I get I'll just do them finger tight. When I get everything on, the front wheel, the handlebars, you have to sort of adjust it and line it up. I'll wait until I've got it all together, and I'll do a final alignment and then tighten it all up once it's done. So I'm just going to throw the handlebars on. It's just a matter of taking out these 10mm bolts, putting the handlebars in, and then just tighten them up. Again, this is just stuff we're doing while we're doing the engine work, waiting for parts to arrive, etc. There's more, we won't do it tonight, but you can put the ignition barrel back in here. You can start to run some wiring as well. I've still got lots of painting and bits and pieces to do, so I have to paint up the tail light. I've got some new stems turning up, bits and pieces that, as we go. So as the bike gets towards the end, there's going to be delays waiting for bits that you don't think of. As it's a charity build, a lot of people have been really very generous and helped us out. So I'm waiting on parts to arrive, which is which is fantastic, but you can't just go down the shop and buy it and get into it. So a little bit of patience, which isn't my strong point. All right, we'll put these handlebars on now. Alrighty, so handlebars are on. As you can see, it's starting to look like a bike. Well, almost. So this is where I said it before, the polishing and the painting and sanding and all that stuff, which is not my favourite thing. Like, I don't mind polishing steel every once in a while, but I like putting the engines back together. I like this stage, putting everything back together that's painted and done. So the forks have come up nice with all the work we did, and they're all redone. We've got our upgrade on the back, and all our paint, stickers, bits and pieces. So just before I leave you, I'm just going to show you, this is sort of the next step where I'm at. This is the throttle, light switch, kill switch. That's one as it was. This is one I've polished up. So, again, it takes a bit of time. It's not my favourite thing to do, but it does make a huge difference. That's all polished up. I've wiped that down with the general purpose thinners again, compared to that. So I'll do the same treatment on this, put that on. And we've got nice shiny black handlebars have been sanded and repainted. We've polished up these bits. These have actually been cleaned and polished the lenses, just to get that extra shine and again make them look new. So I'll leave you with that. I've got more polishing. Both the wheels need to be, old tyres removed, polished up. Fender needs to be filled. I don't know if I'll be able to save that. It's got a bit of rust in the top of it. That's an old tank as well. I'm currently chasing down a new tank, so yeah, it's getting there. One lucky person's going to get this bike, and it's going to be a nice bike when it's done. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying them. I hope it's helping someone who's doing a build as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you like it. Speak to you soon. Bye.